Hello, everyone. Tonight. S story is one that history tried to hide, a tale buried under centuries of silence and soaked in blood. They say death is the only thing that can silence a conqueror. But what if death refuses to let him rest? In the cold, endless steppes of Mongolia, a secret sleeps beneath the earth. A secret darker than war itself. This is not just the story of a ruler who conquered half the world. It's the story of a curse so powerful, even time itself fears to speak it aloud. This is the dark mystery of Genghis Khan's missing grave. Before he was a legend, he was a boy named Temujin, born beneath a sky heavy with storm clouds. His first breath came with thunder, and the shaman who delivered him whispered that he carried the spirit of the wolf. The wolf, in Mongol belief, was sacred, a symbol of power and destruction. Temujin grew up in a world of betrayal and blood. His father was poisoned, his tribe abandoned his family, and hunger gnawed at his childhood. But he survived, and each scar turned him colder, harder. By the time he became Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler, the world already trembled when he rode. His armies swept across Asia like a storm, China, Persia, Russia, entire kingdoms reduced to ashes. But behind his victories was something darker. Shamans whispered that Genghis Khan made a blood oath with the spirits of war, a pact to never be defeated, as long as he offered blood in return. And blood he did offer, oceans of it. In every city he conquered, he ordered the same ritual. The night after victory, his soldiers would light thousands of fires. The flames would rise into the night sky as screams echoed from the burning villages. The shamans would stand before him, sprinkling blood on the ground and chanting, "The earth drinks, so the Khan shall reign." But the people who died didn't rest. Legends say their souls cried out to the gods for vengeance, their hatred staining the land itself. An old Mongol tale says, when the cries of the dead outnumber the songs of the living, the conqueror becomes the cursed. And then, the omens began. Genghis Khan's favorite horse was struck by lightning. His generals began dying mysteriously. His own sons fought each other, and each time the shamans said, "The blood demands balance." But Genghis Khan ignored them. He believed no curse could touch him, because he was not a man anymore. He was the storm. In 1227, Genghis Khan led one final campaign against the Tangut kingdom. Witnesses said he seemed possessed. His eyes were darker, his voice colder. And then, during a night raid, a Tangut arrow struck him. It didn't kill him immediately, but it brought him down. As his soldiers carried him back to camp, he whispered to his general, "If I die, no one must know where I'm buried. The earth must hide me, forever." The next day, the skies turned black. A dust storm swallowed the Mongol camp. Some said it was just the desert wind. Others said it was the spirits of the dead, finally closing in. Genghis Khan died that night. But what came next, no one could ever explain. When Genghis Khan's body was prepared for burial, his orders were followed to the letter. A secret funeral procession was formed. Every man who carried his body swore a blood oath to keep the grave's location hidden. They rode for weeks, across mountains, rivers, and valleys, until they reached a land no map could name. There, under the silver light of the moon, they dug a pit, deep and silent. His body was placed inside, along with gold, weapons, and the skulls of his enemies. When the burial was complete, every man who knew the location was executed. Their blood was poured over the grave, sealing it with death. And then, as legend says, the Mongols released 1,000 horses over the site, trampling the earth until no sign of digging remained. That night, thunder rolled across the steppes, and a voice, cold and whispering, echoed through the camp. You cannot bury a storm. Centuries passed. Empires rose and fell, but the grave of Genghis Khan was never found. In 1920, a group of Russian explorers claimed to have discovered ancient Mongol maps pointing to his tomb near the Onon River. They never returned. Locals said a sandstorm swept through the area, and when rescue teams arrived, they found the camp. But not the men. Their footprints ended in the middle of the desert, as if they had been swallowed by the earth. In the 1970s, Soviet archaeologists tried again. Their helicopter crashed minutes after taking off from the suspected site. To this day, no one knows why. Some say the curse still guards the Khan, that the land itself kills anyone who dares to disturb him. A Mongol elder once said in an interview, "Those who seek the Khan's grave do not return because the Khan still rules that land. His soul commands the wind." Modern historians offer rational explanations. They say his burial site was hidden deliberately and time simply erased the evidence. But those who've walked the steps tell another story. They say at night, when the wind howls, you can hear the sound of hooves, an invisible army galloping across the plains. Some shepherds claim to have seen a lone rider in the mist, wearing ancient armor, his face hidden under a black helm. When they approach, he vanishes, leaving only the echo of a horse's scream. In 2001, satellite scans of Mongolia were halted suddenly. The project was shut down without explanation. The official reason was cultural sensitivity. But insiders whispered that something was found, a massive underground structure matching Mongol-era burial patterns. And then, all data disappeared. It was as if someone or something wanted the Khan's secret to remain buried. There's a saying among the Mongols, the empire of Genghis Khan has no borders, not even between life and death. Many believe his soul never left this world, that the land of Mongolia is his eternal kingdom. Each sandstorm is his breath, each thunderclap, his voice. And perhaps that why no explorer survives? Because the curse isn't just about his tomb. It's about his legacy. Genghis Khan once said, "I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you." Maybe that punishment never ended. Maybe his spirit still rides, searching for the next empire to burn. They say history belongs to the dead, but some parts of history are not done with us yet. So if you ever find yourself alone on the Mongolian plains and the wind begins to whisper, don't listen, because it might not be the wind. It might be the echo of hooves. The Khan still rides. Thank you for watching Shdows Secrit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories from the shadows.